Good evening, America. I've got some things going on here, nothing huge. I'm in Tennessee. Yeah, I'm in Tennessee, but a whole lot of snow out there. That's why I moved out of New England. What the hell? Anyway, we're going to go on with this because it's really not that terrible. Um, One of the things that's in the news today that's hitting me is we seem to have somebody that's a little spoiled getting away with a hell of a lot. Maybe because they're spoiled. Oh well. I want to use a song that I care a lot about to discuss that a little bit. First thing I want to say is I don't own the rights to this. I did not create this music and make no claim to it. Uh, this is just for reaction purposes and commentary, and that's it. There are a couple of links in the description that can help me out a little bit. Especially given that I have a really crappy microphone and headset. It sucks. I gotta get a better one and fix that. But we've been through that. I want to talk about this song and the fact that it is one of my favorites. One of my favorite bands. Creedence Clearwater Revival. They had another name before that. Most people will call them CCR or Creedence. The driving force behind the band is John Fogerty. He wrote most of the music. He also had his brother Tom Fogerty in the band. He was the rhythm player. Stu Cook, the bassist, and the rhythm section finished off with Doug Clifford on drums. Incredible band. 60s going into the 70s, some of the best music ever created. I loved it. This particular song is one that John Fogerty says it took him the longest to write and was also the quickest he ever wrote. That's an odd juxtaposition there. 1969 saw the fourth album they released, and that was Willie and the Poor Boys. Had a couple of hits, including the title song, but it also had Fortunate Son, and that's the one I want to talk about today. He says this was the longest it took him to write a song because he started writing it when he was in second grade. He had seen Dwight Eisenhower's inauguration, and seeing all of the big black limousines, saw that there was definitely a difference and that some people were more privileged. So he carried that with him. Later on in life, he would hear politicians introducing other ones as this or that state's favorite son. Those words stuck with him. Anyway, he had this working title in his head, Favorite Son, song that was going there. In some of that, during this time, he was drafted. He volunteered for the reserves, and he serves his military time in the reserves. This was all during Vietnam, the conflict itself. And it struck him as ironic that there were so many young people being sent off to die, and at the same time, some didn't have to serve. Their dad was rich or a senator's son. That's one that stuck with him. Quickest song he ever wrote, because when they went into the studio for Willie and the Poor Boys, he had the song in his head, the chords, the name, the working title, Favorite Son. They went into the studio, recorded the tracks, and he liked it. And he decided, I'm going to have to write some lyrics for this. So he secluded himself in another room, and when he got there, one of the first things that happened was the song title shifted. The word fortunate son replaced favorite son. And there we are. Changed it. 20 minutes later, he came out. They laid down the song, and the rest is history. This particular recording is 1970 Royal Albert Hall live. And I've seen Fogerty live a number of times, and God, what a thrill this one must have been. But let's get into it. Now, I'm going to stop a couple of times and back up. There are a few things that I find very interesting. That's one of them, that iconic intro. My word. We've all heard it. As soon as you hear it, you know what you're listening to. That din 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 din. You're going to hear that later on in a little different way. You have those two chords descending each time. Later on in the bridge, the notes, the tones involved there are just played as the two notes together, and it creates an amazing bridge, probably as iconic as this opening. Let's go back to that. Stop there for a minute. Some folks are born to made to wave the flag, ooh, that red, white, and blue. And when the band plays Hail to the Chief, they're pointing the cannon right at you, ain't they? I think about that. Now, one important thing in this song is he doesn't tear anybody down that does this. You could. Instead, he just tells the world, it ain't me. I ain't no senator's son. Brings that thought up from when he was seeing the shit. But it ain't him. All right, let's keep going. Stop there again. Some folks are born silver spoon in hand. Lord, don't they help themselves. But when the tax man comes to the door, whew, the house looking like a rummage sale. Now, if you don't know what that means, depends on where you are. I don't know what it's called in the UK or around the world. But here in the United States, rummage sale, tag sale, yard sale, all the stuff you want to get rid of outside, sell it off as cheap as possible. House looking like a rummage sale. Sounds a lot like American oligarchy to me. That's kind of the reason why I'm doing this one today. We have a few really wealthy, fortunate people that do try to make a difference. They give back. And even they say they should give more. That's not the rule. More, we have the ones that can pay for better lawyers, better accountants, and better ways to make the house look like a rummage sale. And they do it. I'm thinking about one in particular that inflated values on properties when it was time to get a loan, but when it was the tax man coming to the door, the house looking like a rummage sale. Sound familiar? Does to me too. But anyway, I ain't no millionaire, son. Let's just keep this going for a little bit. That's what I was talking about earlier. Now, not the two chords, just the two notes. You down the wall. And when you ask them, how much should we give? Ooh, the owner answer more. It ain't me, it ain't me. I know that song. It ain't me, I ain't no fortunate one. We're going to stop there again, and I promise I'm going to let it play out after this. Might back up a little bit. But I want to bring up a thing in that we have this America that is designed to protect itself, provide for itself, offers incredible possibility. Some people get a little bit more out of the deal. And it isn't just they say more. They've got it, and sometimes, if they have enough, they have the right lawyers, they can commit any number of felonies and still I don't know, go as far up as you can go in America. They become the most powerful people on the planet. And the only answer, more, more, more. I I really don't know what to think of all that. What I do know, that ain't right. And we know that ain't right. Let's keep going. I backed up a little.
And when you ask them, how much should we give? Ooh, the only answer, more, more, more. It ain't me, it ain't me. I know better than some. It ain't me, it ain't me. I ain't no fortunate one, or one.
Notice
It
the
ain't me,
tempo.
it ain't me. I ain't no sinner, son.
Doug Clifford is probably the only guy that could keep up with that increase. Fogerty did that. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Speaks to today, speaks to the coming years, speaks a lot to who's in power right now, speaks a lot to what we're going to be looking at. Do we want just the fortunate ones ruling us? I don't think so. You know, I thought we were different than some other countries. Starting to wonder. You know, we have ones out there that are really oligarchies who seem to be really good friends with the people that are making us into one. I don't think we should have that. I don't think all we should have ruling us is the fortunate sons. Oh well, it ain't me. Damn sure ain't me. I'm going to post the links to where you can help with this. I hope you do. I'd love to see it. They'll be in the description. One thing I do want is your input on other songs to cover. Uh, I'm enjoying this, and people seem to be enjoying it. So let's hear what you have to say. And I'll close with what I always do. Share this shit.